Hello there, everybody. Sabata92, aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Baccano, our reaction review of that. So, last week we officially got started on this. Again, it's interesting because this is ironically the first English dubbed anime that I reviewed. Well, I say it's my first time watching a show and reviewing it in its English dub. And I will admit, the dubbing choices, like the voices, are actually pretty fucking good. Like, personally, I think my favorite so far are definitely Isaac and Media. They're just, oh god, they're such a good couple here. Also, I'm learning a little bit more about Nice and Jacuzzi. We have a huge cast here. I mean, we got characters like Keith. Oh my god, did I misspell that? Bork? Bork? Why the fuck did I spell it like that? Luck, Anise, Lua, and Lad. Those two kind of concern me. Hero, and Mark. Is that Mark or is that? Oh my god, I forgot how to. I can't read my own handwriting. And there's also Eve, Dallas, Cheslaw, and well, how do the hell do I describe this? First off, I'm fucking lost, which apparently that's a pretty common thing. There's multiple time periods being discussed here because there were two characters at the very beginning that were oh god, this old man who's like the owner of a newspaper, who's like the vice president of a newspaper, along with this little girl, and they're talking about the events that happened in the 1930s, which I'm guessing that's the majority of where the story is going to be taking place. And oh, speaking of, one more thing, there's technically, I think, 2 or 3 time periods I need to keep in mind here. There's 1930, which that was the time period we saw. That was the gang out where Hero and Mark were in that, or Mais, though. I don't know. They were in the that bookstore or something like that, and they got shot. And plot twist. Oh, by the way, there's several immortals in this story. And then there's the 1931, which I'm thinking that's what's taking place with the train. And then I think the third time period is the people of that are kind of talking about what's going on. Anyway, the cast is on a train, and okay, not gonna lie, that train, that I will say this right now, the train conductor being killed in such a horrible way, that was gut punchingly depressing. I'll just say that right there. That was fucking depressing. God, that actually really fucking hurt. Anyway, I've got my notes here, and I am ready to try to piece some more stuff together here. Anyway, let's. Okay, so we had a couple moments where we were jumping around the time periods. However, I now have an idea of when the immortality thing started. There was an old man, and I think from the opening theme, I believe his name was Sizzlord or something like that. It seems like he is the one responsible for there being immortality in the first place. He had given it to himself and used a lab rat as a test subject, which unfortunately is kind of true because I know scientifically lab rats are usually used for a lot of experimentation and drug uses and all that, so I really shouldn't be surprised at something in that time period that the people were still doing that. But it's very interesting that we're finally getting some sort of answer as to how there was like immortality in the first place. This dude created a formula that somehow pulled it off. Obviously, not scientifically possible, but no. We do know that in 1932, Eve is still looking for her brother, and with that scene that we saw, there was a tractor or some sort of scooper thing getting stuff out of the ocean, and she was seemingly focused on watching that happen too, which has like a dark implication alongside the opening theme itself. It has like the implication that Dallas himself was drowned. And considering we're dealing with, capos and the mafia and all of that stuff, there's probably a high chance that Dallas is sleeping with the fishes. So, on top of that, I got a little bit more into Lua and Lad's dynamic. Lua seems to be very... What's the word? What's the proper word that I'm looking for? Nihilistic, maybe? Or maybe that's not the right word I'm looking for here. But she seemingly does not care too much about her own life. And Lad himself stated that he's saving her for last. Like, he's gonna kill all these hopeful people first, and then he will finally kill her. So I'm wondering what it is with their dynamic. Like, he's so into the idea of killing people from the way it's sounding that... Shit, it might actually... I made a joke about this, but it might be just similar to like an Angels of Death situation. A serial killer coming across somebody that just seemingly has no care for their own life, or just life in general, that the serial killer is like, I kind of want to fucking keep this person around me. This is fucking weird, but I want to keep them around me. So I'm assuming that's probably the only comparison that I can kind of draw to such a situation like that. It's fucking weird. On a more hilarious note, though, seeing that three-way holding up, that shit was kind of funny to me. And just the knife guy's like, yeah, this is not gonna help. Anyway, you guys just keep on doing what you're doing. I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of leave you guys to it. Have fun. God damn it. And just also Isaac and Miria's reaction to the whole hold up. They're just... The fact that they're even... The way that they're acting is just so nonchalant, even in a horrifying situation like that. It's fucking funny. It's dark, but it's fucking funny. Okay, I'm still kind of lost, but I am getting a basic idea with what information that I'm getting. I at least got a little bit of an idea into Lua and Lad's dynamic. Somewhat. And I think with what's going down in I think it's 1930. Yeah, it's 1931 from what I'm seeing with this whole immortality thing. I'll be able to get a little bit more information on it. Anyway, the train's being hauled up. I'm gonna go hop into the next episode, and I will see all of you there. Alright, we are now on episode 4 of Baccano. Last episode, I was able to take quite a few notes concerning the time periods of 1932 and 1931, as well as meeting this Beard, I'm calling him Beard Sizzle Lord, and his experiments to create this immortality sort of formula, and it seemingly worked. Also, on top of that, I got to kind of see Firo being a total badass, which, that was fucking... And on top of that, I was able to get a little bit more information about Lua and Lad's characters, as well as their dynamic, and I got a glimpse into kind of their immortality. Aside from Lad being extremely fucking violent, and Lua just being apathetic and seemingly not caring about her own safety or her own life. Seemingly only being kept alive by Lad. It's very interesting. And on top of that, in 1932, Eve is still looking for her brother, who time-wise must have went missing in 1930. So, whenever the year 1930 comes up, I'm going to try to take away as much information as I possibly can concerning that time period. Might be able to get some sort of information about where Dallas's whereabouts are. However, my theory remains. Because of the way the opening is portrayed, and the scene that played out with 1932, where they're digging stuff out of the ocean, that gives me like this dark implication that Dallas, considering we're dealing with the mafia, is sleeping with the fishes, so to speak. Anyway, let's just get to this catchy opening theme, shall we? Okay, so unfortunately my brain decided to do something wrong here. I ended up getting some notes wrong concerning this whole immortality scheme, but I at least gathered at least some information here. There is a group of of people that are researching this elixir of life in concerning immortality. And then there was another old man who I mistakenly assumed was Bearded Sizzlord, and I can only assume that this man's name is Bonds, if I'm hearing what Ennis said correctly. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's the guy that she was supposed to be looking for that Sizzlord told her to. Ah, that would make much more sense with the sequence of events then. Okay, put that there. Penis target for this Bonds fellow. Okay, that's the case. Oh, that might actually make a little bit more sense. Okay. I kind of feel like that meme of that dude who's pointing at the drawing board with a bunch of pictures and all that, trying to connect all the dots right now. I'm starting to feel like that meme right now. Congratulations, Baccano. You're causing me to have a goddamn mental breakdown, but I'm having fun taking notes and trying to piece you together. Or at least tear you apart at the same time. At the same time, I was able to delve a little bit into the psychology of Lad and have like my own theory about why he's as destructive as he is. Probably not the most airtight idea, but it's at least something rather than nothing. Anyway, that is where I'm going to end it. So, oh god, I'm getting myself a headache again. Okay, let's get my head. Okay, just get my head straight here. So, okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm not getting enough. I feel like I'm getting information, but I'm also trying to piece together the wrong pieces. I mean, I've already screwed up confusing this bearded man and this other bearded man as the same person. I already screwed up doing that. But I was at least able to gather some information concerning the this immortality thing. Okay. And now there's some sort of freaky deaky creature attached to the side of the train. How delightful. Now is the question though. Is it the supposed real rail tracer? Or is it Lad who's just having himself a gay old time? I don't know. Regardless, that is where I'm going to end it. So if you all like this, be sure to let me know. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'm going to try to piece this together. See you guys in the next video.